Yeah, so we did a Christmas toy drive in our hometown of Knoxville, which we raise toys, jackets, and blankets for homeless people in our community. And I think that's just a really cool thing that we can do to give back to our community and show people that metal isn't all evil and stuff. Like, you know, we can do nice things too. And then after that, we went to Mexico and played in Mexico City and Guadalajara. And those shows were really fun. They, you know, they love metal down there, and it was a very amazing experience. We got to go see some pyramids and stuff like that too. So it was fun. Absolutely. So with the Valley, we ended up recording things a little differently this time around. So we started with the guitars, and then Phil did vocals second, and then we did the drums last. And it was really cool being able to do it like that, because we were able to make the drums kind of line up with the vocals, whereas in the past, when we did the drums first, the vocals just kind of went on top of it, and that was that. But with this, we were able to kind of construct the instruments around the vocals more. Mark Lewis definitely knows our sound. He has worked with us on 3 records in the past, and then he produced The Valley. So working with him is very easy. It's very natural. You know, he knows the tones that we're going for, and it doesn't take a lot of time to get the right sounds that we need for the record, you know. Both. I feel like we do pretty good producing ourselves, in that we know what we need to do to make the best record possible, but Mark is really good at just kind of throwing out ideas here and there, and sometimes it'll change it for the better, and we'll end up, you know, using that path for the song. So. It's hard just because, I mean, you know, the parts are demanding, especially all of our older material. That's a lot faster. There's more blast beats and double bass and all that stuff. So it's really hard to find somebody that can play that stuff really solid and professional. But with the newer material, you know, we have to find, that's our hardest problem, is finding somebody that can do all the fast stuff, but then they can do all the slower stuff as well, like have more dynamic and accent the music more and everything. Yeah, so, you know, we grew up listening to all different kinds of music. So early in the band, we were all really into like death metal, really heavy, super heavy stuff. But, you know, as we've gotten older, it's kind of like we're going back and listening to more of the stuff that we grew up on, like Tool and A Perfect Circle, you know, even stuff like Korn, Deftones, Slipknot. Like, those are all influences that, you know, kind of play a factor in the Valley. And like I said, it's almost as if we're kind of going back to more of our teenage roots, like what we were listening to as teenagers and stuff, and using those as influences for the record. Yeah, it is very much a concept album as a whole. You know, for the people that don't know, the record is about Phil and his childhood and how tough it was for him growing up. So we're just really hoping that people can listen to the record, and if they've been through similar experiences, that they can connect, you know, to the record through that. Phil had lost his parents at a very young age, so that was something that, you know, has affected him his whole life. And I definitely feel like our music is his way of coping and kind of understanding the things that happened back then, you know, because now as an adult he can reflect on what had happened, and it hopefully makes a little more sense now than it did when he was younger. Yeah, I mean, you know, it was really hard for him growing up. Just, thankfully he had his grandmother and his grandfather, and they helped raise him after his parents passed away. And it was just I think he just went a lot of his life not really understanding why what happened. And I mean, that is part of life. Sometimes you don't always get the why, but like I said, I do believe that Whitechapel is here for a reason, to help him cope with all of those things that he went through in the past. The picture that we had posted of the house is the actual house that he grew up in, and from what he's told me, his dad and his dad's brothers had built that house from the ground up, and it's just the imagery is it's kind of creepy looking to see a house that's so nice and pretty, but on the inside such terrible things were happening, so I think we kind of try to use that as a metaphor. Yeah, that's one goal we were going for with this record, is to kind of give it a horror movie vibe, an old 80s horror movie, kind of maybe a Stephen King kind of thing or something, but that was the goal we were going for. With after we had the concept for the album and we wanted to make the artwork and everything, we wanted it to be a full package kind of deal. I feel like every band says their newest album is the best album, but I mean, I really do feel this is us at our best. Emotionally, spiritually, everything inside. I know we're at a really good place in our band and with our career right now. So I just feel like it's a really strong record.